kid is the 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 kid is that main man here, Double H, half up, trying to live, trying to exist, trying to stay alive, trying to exist, trying to live, trying to stay alive. I'm the best guy I can be. Okay, just trying to be the best guy that I can be. So, guys, it's Friday. We are building up towards the Carabao Cup. Liverpool against Chelsea. The preview's done. So me, Forward, and Dad are here. We did a big full-on preview of that bonanza, and that's going to be dropping tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, we're going to be dropping our preview of Liverpool against Chelsea. It's a huge game. Yes, I know it's a Papa John's Cup trophy, but it's a damn huge game. And guys, don't worry, the shirts will be coming soon. As you can see, the merch will be coming soon. The merch is going to be coming soon. Just relax. Easy. Relax. Tonight as well, we're going to be doing a little Twitch thing. Yes, we'll be on Twitch Pro Clubs. There's that trash piece of crap game called FIFA Crap 2. It's going to be happening. So I might be joined by Red Devil Studio as well, who normally joins me on this Friday Games, man. So I will do my best to try and get him in here as soon as possible. But yeah, I think there's only one via place to start from, because guys, this cannot be ignored. You see, I'm not one to talk about politics, because you know what they always say? This is what they always say around the round room. Let me just get him my thing. It was 2 minutes. So they always say that there are two things you never talk about at the dinner table. You don't talk about your sex change. Okay, you don't talk about politics, religion, or COVID. These three things. You will never turn an atheist to a religious believer. You will never make a religious believer into an atheist. It's never going to happen. Trust me. You will never make someone who believes that COVID is a hoax and other person otherwise. That's never going to happen. And same thing as well with politics. You will never make somebody who's a Republican believe in libertarian views, and you never get somebody who is a far left thinker to believe in right-wing views. It's never going to happen. So there's no point in bringing politics in here. But I think it's a very interesting discussion that we have here with pertaining to what is happening right now in Ukraine, because for me, football is involved. See, if football was not involved, then there's no point in me talking about this on a football channel, because for me, everything on this channel is purely football now. On my other channel, I talk about anything the hell I want. But on this channel, everything, this is strictly a football channel. So we have to discuss this because football has been affected, So as you well know, it's official. The Champions League final, which was supposed to take place in St. Petersburg, which is a beautiful city, as we saw at the World Cup, that's no longer happening. That's not going to be happening at the Stade de France en Paris. So PSG actually have incentives to now say what's up. Lots of sponsorship deals have gone down. I still need to check whether Gazprom has been dropped by UEFA, which is, I think, the UEFA thing, because Gazprom is a Russian company. And Man United had one of their sponsors, I think it's Aerofoot or something, and they're like a Russian company, and they've now dropped them as well. So loads and loads of things have been happening, because what this is are just people putting pressure on guys saying, no, this is wrong, what's Russia are doing? Because it's interesting, because we come into the area of where it is illegal for politics to be involved in football. That's why you can't even wear certain jerseys or so forth that have any kind of political messages, So, because obviously, I need to know the name of the Ukraine player who pulled up his shirt when he scored, said no to war. Is that, for me, I think that's a moral statement rather than a political statement. So it's like, where does the line between politics and war, how does that differ? Because some people who believe Putin and say, no, this is something political because we believe we're on the side of right here, so you shouldn't really be involved in this whole thing. So, and some people's arguments is, okay, what does St. Petersburg or the people of St. Petersburg have to do with what Putin has done? They're not involved in this. And then, as you can see in Russia, the guys who are anti-Putin. So, but since your boy RDS is here, RDS is actually is a mic working there, bro.
It is.
All right, bro. Oh yeah. So just in case, so guys, I told you, we'll be giving you the other content, Crackman. So after you're done watching this, take a break and also go to my other channel. Make sure you subscribe to my other channel, Half Up Thoughts, because me and RDS we did a Batman v Punisher football Ultimate Battle because the new Batman film comes out in 1 week. New Batman film comes out in 1 week, and me and RDS did. It got very interesting because look Punisher. No, man. I fought hard. I fought hard
You did,
for
you did,
Punishers.
you did fight hard, man. I was trying to
Because
prevent
no, bro.
hate in the
If I
comments.
didn't fight, it would have been no. It would have been a baptism. If I didn't fight, it would have been like 7-0, 8-0. So I said, nah. You can't do Frank Castle like that, bro. You can't do my guy Punisher like that, but nah, you can't. I had to fight for Frank Castle, bro. I had to fight for it, man. So and also as well on my other channel, what I'm doing is if every day until it releases, I'm gonna be reviewing a different Batman film. So Batman 89, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, Batman and Robin, Begins, Dark Knight, Dark Knight Rises, and that's Piece of Trash, Batman v Superman. So each and every day I'll be doing a different Batman film, building up all the way to guys, it's a new Batman movie, guys. It is what it is. It's a big thing, it's a massive thing. We're getting a new Batman movie on Friday. So I'm not excited, but I am interested. So let's get back to the football now. So let me even bring this up right now. There we go. So RDS, let me bring up this whole thing right now. And these are your boys. Because this is an interesting image, man. This is an interesting image that we have here. Let me pull this up right now. So the interesting thing about this image is that how long have these guys been sponsoring Man United? That's my thing because I'm seeing Moyes there with gigs and so forth. So this must have been like a long-term sponsor.
Yes, it's literally since this 2013. So the deal was that it's they all signed these 10-year deals. The deal was actually due to run out next year. So, I know people in the United, we're cutting ties, etc. But like it's 2022 now, like so the deal was effectively going to cancel at the end of this year. So it's not like they were going to renegotiate a new sponsor anyway. So like it's not like it was a major blow. They've had like 9 years of sponsorship. So yeah, that's just
so. But what's your take on United doing this, the things with Gazprom and so forth? Because where does the line between politics and morality? Like, where do you cut the line? Because it seems as everyone say no, what they're doing is wrong, and this has nothing to do with politics. So, what is your take on the whole thing? Okay, let me
if you just share this tweet.
Oh. I knew we were going to go here somewhere.
I'm seeing Chelsea fans being like they're like backing the war just for this alone, man. So there are people backing the war in Ukraine so that UK government can seize Roman's biggest asset, man. So it's because as a Chelsea fan, I mean this is the thing because at the end of the day, like your club is run by a Russian don, a Russian oligarch who has links to Putin, and I think. I mean,
wait. Is this proven? Is this actually proven?
I mean, we've seen the pictures. We know the fact that like, what was it? It was only 5 years ago when there was the whole Russian scandal when they poisoned that guy in the UK, and Big Bing Rom was banned from the country for coming into the country. Although I hear that he is an Israeli citizen now, so but we'll just put that to one side. But yeah, I mean, you're getting there's noise that should Chelsea be seized from Roman? How much money goes into the Russian government? You've seen the connections even during in UEFA when he's getting his big man Sharon to come in and do stuff. And what's his name? The other guy, the previous defender, Ivanovic or something like that. That's there getting involved. So is he money laundering? Is he using Chelsea as a money laundering club as well, bro? So
RDS, relax.
You see, no. I'm just saying, like, if there's any football club in the spotlight, if we're talking this Russian thing, it's going to be Chelsea Football Club, really, because they've got the strongest connection and strongest ties towards, I mean, they could just be acquaintances, but that picture is
okay, so people say, okay, a picture can tell 1,000 words. How
Yeah.
can we just view this picture and say, oh, that's it? This guy's he's deeply friends with Putin. Because see, my thing is that, bro, as I said again, unless you can give me hard evidence that Abramovich has been funding Putin's army, because my thing this is okay, what will sanctioning Abramovich do to deter what Putin is doing now in Ukraine? That's my thing. So you're just doing it for the sake of doing it. My thing is that do something that will actually forcefully say what's up to him. Because see, my thing is, I can understand the UCL final being moved because okay, what's your take on that UCL final thing? Like, I mean, we'll go out to the whole Bram thing, but what's your take with the UCL final thing? Because again, I just want to play devil's advocate here because people can say they are. You ever feel that they're doing a moral thing rather than a political thing? So do you believe that UEFA were right to say no, we can't host it in St. Petersburg because of what Russia have done?
Yeah, and also, I mean, like, it's a bit difficult if you have like other, because as far as I'm aware, there's still a few Ukrainian teams in the European competition. So it's like, well, wait a minute, like you're hosting the competition in St. Petersburg, like, and like Dynamo Kiev and what have you, like where, like some of our teammates might even play because they've been caught up in the draft right now because they're fighting. It's a bit of a kicking with like, you know, because essentially what I'm saying is that like I have no doubt that the Ukrainian teams that are still left in European competition would be like, there's no way in hell where they would protest. They'd be like, no, okay, if you're going to do that, yeah, we're not playing the games. And then obviously you see the knock-on effect because if they say no, then what other teams? There'll be pressure on other teams around here at the Linked to back out and say no. So yes, you could say on the one hand it's politics you get over, etc. But you also have to look at the knock-on effect to some of these things. And presumably UEFA don't want a knock-on effect where clearly the majority of Europe, because it is UEFA, it's Europe. So if the majority of Europe are like, what Russia is doing is kind of sketchy because going invading a country and then saying this is now Russia is not really ideal. You're risking, you know, other member federation, other member states being like, yeah, we're not a part of this now, you know, and potentially even UEFA dissolving as a result of that, you know. So it has implications, you know. So I don't blame what UEFA doing what they're doing because yeah, it's got implications.
And you also have to add as well because
Sorry, the people in the chat saying that Chelsea's assets should be seized and their Champions League should be given back as well. Is that?
oh,
Is that?
shut up, you
No, no, no,
losers, man!
no. It's
Shut
not
the hell up.
possible. It's just
You see,
because all
no,
that
no,
money. If all that
no,
money,
no, no. Do you know
was
what I
for-
find crazy? The amount of anti-Chelsea rhetoric isn't. This might be the most hated club.
No. It's not. It's not.
No,
No.
RDS. No,
No.
no, sorry. They're not the most hated club. This
No.
is the club that has the most envy. I've never
Mm.
seen people be so envious of a club's success than Chelsea. It is insane.
Mm.
It's like, guys, it's not our fault
No.
that we're trophy merchants.
It's just
Like, it's not our
justice.
fault that we're trophy merchants.
It's just justice.
Go win a
It's
trophy yourselves.
No,
Why are you jealous of us?
It's just justice. It's like, you know, all that money and all that that's gone, that's been siphoned and money laundered from the Kremlin via
RDS,
Chelsea.
RDS, no. Without any
Into
hard evidence,
London,
don't say that.
you know. So
There's no
just-
proof that it's been
that's
siphoned. There's,
you know,
no,
that's the,
if you can give me hard
know,
evidence it's been siphoned, I'll shoot this.
you know, see strong synonym. Give back your trophies, HH. You know what I mean? So like,
Nothing is being given
there's-
back, bro.
there's-
I will physically fight anybody who dares take that trophy because, bro, I fought for that trophy. I used every piece of reverse psychology for that trophy. There's no chance in hell.
Bayern Munich, guys.
I'll tell you right now. Take Roman. Take him. Fine. Don't you dare take my trophy.
Bayern
Get your
Munich, guys.
grub in your
Shane,
hands, or because I
Shane,
fought for that trophy.
Shane,
I
if
fought
you're
for that
in the
trophy.
chat,
That's mine. It's
Shane,
mine.
if you're in the chat, you have an extra Champions League, man. If you're in the chat, City, you know, okay, I don't want City to get a Champions League, but fair enough. But Shane, if you're in the chat, you've got an extra CL according to Roman. But
Okay.
but
You
bro,
know what? Let me ask the chat. See, I'm not sure whether I want to do this because I'm afraid of what was going to happen. But let me put out a poll. let me put out a poll. So guys, I'm gonna put out a poll, and guys, if you answer wrongly, I'm gonna be pissed off. So let me put out a poll. Should Chelsea give back their UCL trophy? No has it's
No or yes.
no.
Options. You got to give options like no, yes,
It is.
I don't care. Those are the three options.
Okay, no, maybe,
Maybe. Yes.
and
Yes,
yes.
it's the right thing.
Okay, so what do we? I tell you,
No,
if I see 100% or 95%, I'm gonna just.
It shows we've got a moral audience here, like
So
on the
guys,
fight
if
to
I
survive,
see anything near, thank you. I'm seeing some no's, guys. Get those no's up,
Okay.
guys. Come on, guys. Get those no's up. I want to see
Oh,
you get
yes,
those no's up.
I'm seeing a lot of yeses actually.
I'm gonna get those no's up, man.
Yes.
Get those no's
Bro,
up. Okay,
yes, let's go.
We're on 70% no. We're on 70% no. Okay.
Where's this 70% coming from?
70% no.
The chat is literally saying yes.
Yes.
The chat is
Guys, Chelsea fans, come on. What? Or 67% no. 67% no.
The chat
Let's
is
do
literally
it.
saying yes.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes. God,
I can't
Chelsea,
see-
guys.
I can't
Yes,
see
come
this
on.
polls.
Yes.
The whole chat is saying yes.
Get in, man. Get in, my son. My son. Okay, so let's go back to this one now. So guys,
Okay, cool.
here's my thing. Putin's not going to stop. So this is just going to go on and on. And the thing with Abramovich here is that I am not sure what they're going to do. But where I was with this is that, okay, you freeze his assets, you do these things. How is that going to affect the Russian army? Because you see, I understand the UCL final. As I already just said, you already have teams already in there, and it just, from a conceptual point of view, because everybody, as I say, though, we have to just, it doesn't make sense, just from a moral point of view, for UCL, a Champions League final, a showbiz final to be taking place in Russia, because you have to be on UEFA, you're a European organization, and Russia have attacked a European country, and a country that views itself as Europe and is recognized as a European country. So for UEFA, no, they have to do it because UEFA, we represent Europe. So, and if a country based off of what we represented attacked, oh no, we have to do everything to completely X that thing, and even more so because I want to know whether there are any Russian teams either that are still in the Europa League or the Europa Conference League, because UEFA could go even further by saying, oh no, we might even throw you guys out and just completely X you from competitions, So that's because, and I think this is why I think that this could be, because again, I want to focus mainly on football. I don't want to get too political, just mainly on for football, because UEFA and FIFA could go to such extremes by saying that all Russian teams can take part in any Champions League, Europa League, or so forth. And FIFA can say, Russia, you can't take... Because remember, and this is where I even wanted to go to. So, World Cup qualifications are next month. Poland, Czech Republic, and Sweden are in the bracket that involves Russia. And they've all said they will refuse to face Russia based on what has happened. So now we have a conundrum. What do FIFA do? Do FIFA say, if you refuse to play, that's a forfeit, Russia win 3-0? Or do FIFA say, Russia, you've been X'd out, so whoever Russia are playing in that World Cup qualification, they get it by. So let me just even see wait. World Cup European qualifiers. Qualifiers. Oh no! Wait a second.
Even obviously, not even the World Cup, but even just domestic, like I said, European competition, because there are still Ukrainian and I think Russian teams or allied teams in like the Europa League and Europa Conference League. So, like, I'm not saying the World Cup is important, but like there are still those teams still left in European competition. So, I'm trying to. I think you've got like Spartak Moscow, for example. They did the Europa League draw, for example. So Spartak Moscow, I think, is drawn against. Let me just double check who are they drawn against. Anyway, they're drawn against a team, and obviously that's a Russian team. So the point I'm trying to make is that there are obviously domestic teams that are playing. So it's not only just going to have an effect on the World Cup, it's also going to have an effect on the current European campaign. Not a Champions League, because I don't think any Russian or Ukrainian teams are left there, but certainly Europa League and Europa Conference League as well, and that's going to be a problem. Is it RB Leipzig?
Yeah, Leipzig. I think it's RB Leipzig.
So they've got German RB Leipzig versus Russian Spartak Moscow. Yeah.
No. See.
Don't play them at winter.
No. Because see, my thing is that so what's going to happen there is like because my thing is that because I want to know. So what do you think happens in that World Cup thing if Sweden, Czech Republic, and Poland say they refuse to play Russia? What do FIFA do? Do you then, because by law, if you refuse to play, the team gets a 3-0 forfeit win.
Yeah.
But then FIFA like, do we want to be that organization that gives Russia a 3-0 forfeit win when the world is looking at us? Because then people will look at us very funny because we don't even want to talk about stuff happening in Qatar.
Obviously, FIFA and UEFA are different organizations because UEFA basically is the European branch, just like CONCACAF and all these things, stuff like that. So I can see why UEFA will be like, no, we're not allowing us, because there are other European nations that make up that. FIFA is obviously made up of a lot of cromos globally around the world. So while the European segment of that might be like, okay, this is sketchy, what do the South Americans, Africans, Asians, etc. think? They may be like, we don't really, especially the Chinese. That's another issue in of itself. We'll be like, well, we're fine with, well, not fine, but we don't have an issue per se. So so what I'm trying to say is with FIFA, it's a bit more complicated because there's a lot more nations, a lot more continents involved, and so it might not best be as straightforward as say UEFA. It'll just be like, yeah, we're banning you from it because we have to represent all European nations. The only thing really with FIFA is just that because a lot of money comes from, if you're starting to see, a lot of European teams now saying if Russia goes to that, we're not going, then that's when it becomes a problem, because obviously a lot of the top players play like the Germany, France, etc., Mbappe and so on. So now you're not going to get those players potentially playing at the World Cup. Then maybe that's when FIFA might go, maybe we have to do something about Russia now because we're at risk of losing some big name teams and therefore revenue, because it's always about money at the end of the day, isn't it? And so we will step in because, I mean, the Russian team isn't going to be a massive loss, to be honest. Let's be real. So, yeah.
So let me just take some dubs, see what you guys saying, man.
Hofo's White Scout Sun. Okay. And the gun. Okay.
Dad, sorry, I can't watch Caliban. I'm with LFC. I don't have a Scouse son because I haven't had a child with a Scouse female. So thank you for that. But thank you though. Suleiman says, I think we can beat Liverpool. So Suleiman is a Barca fan. Suleiman is a Barca fan. Keep in mind, Suleiman is a.
I thought he was. Is he on? I thought he was on loan to Chelsea because
no, he's not on loan. He's a Barca. Well, he's a Barca fan that's been on loan to Lugo. But yeah, he's a Barca fan, but he's been on loan to Lugo, but he has nothing to do with thing as well. Nothing. From your Michael Talks Football, man. Thank you for the dub, Michael Talks Football. I did a little pod with him. Great guy, man. Ukraine are on their own. Russia and all the oligarchs will have their assets taken away. Pray for my friends in Ukraine. Situation is getting insane. Yeah, look, I said it's.
Well, I mean, I even watched a video. What Mr. Dr. Joe, sorry, that usually comes on the thing. Who's doing medical training in Ukraine, man. Like, I hope that if he's listening or he's watching, bro, like reach out.
No, because I've been keeping in contact with him and everything, and he's just saying that here, like it's like yeah, it's tough to get up. But he says that there might be an opening. So
Okay.
he says that there might be. Obviously, in case you guys don't know, so Dr. Joe, who always sometimes comes on the Hangouts, and he's a Barca fan. He's in Ukraine, so he's been living in Ukraine for 4 years, and he just says that yeah, nobody is being allowed to leave. It's very hard to get out. All the airplanes are grounded. Everything is grounded. Trains are grounded, and everything. But he says that there might be an opening. But like, because I shared a tweet with him, and it said that Nigerians can go to the Romanian embassy because the Romanian embassy are really are helping any Nigerians to sort of get out of Ukraine and so forth, So yeah, so basically, I just told them, look, man, just keep me updated and everything, and just tell us that everything is
Yeah.
well and good, man. Because I mean, yeah, it's unfortunate, man. Yeah.
What was the result of that poll, by the way? The poll.
I'll get the results.
We
I'll
show
get
the
the
results.
results.
It's just
CJ says, check your IGDM. Okay, I'll check it, bro. Check it. Don't worry, I'll check it. Oh,
look, bro. I understand, man. Like it's like we have to exchange. You know what I mean? So like,
wait.
but yeah, Magpies, yeah.
Are you keeping? Do you know that? Do you know you can go to jail for this?
No, no.
Are you wait? No, wait. Are you keeping a human being locked in a basement?
No. It's a figure of speech. What it's trying to say, the thing is with Magpies fighters, that Magpies is getting gassed a lot recently because Newcastle have basically been undefeated in the last couple of games. So I've just been telling him to just like relax, just to chill, and because he obviously wanted to come onto the show quite a bit. But no, you will definitely see Magpies. I think Sunday hangout with Magpies, man. Sunday hangout.
Okay, I was just making sure because I mean that would be like a purple card if you're keeping someone locked in the basement.
No,
so
that's do that. No.
half hopes. Thanks for the dub, man. Thanks for the dub, man. Thank you for the donation, man. Much obliged, man. Casey says Russian oligarchs like Roman Abramovich run the country, stole from workers in the 90s. Freezing their assets will force Russian elites to back away from Ukraine. And do you have proof of this? Like, that's what I'm saying. Do you have proof
It's
of
just
all this stuff?
I just think that like in the interest of democracy and first in the world, like because HH, you agree that Chelsea Football Club were a big club, right? Before Roman came, they were a big club.
Yeah.
They were a big club, exactly. So just because we take away the trophies that Chelsea have won since Roman has came into now, it doesn't make Chelsea not a big club anymore. You know what I mean? Like they will still be a big club and still be a force. It's just that you won't have the stain of what was associated with Abramovich to this prestigious football club. You know what I mean?
But Ardius, why can't we have these trophies independent of Bram? If it's proven that Bram is such an evil person, why can't we keep these trophies?
No, you can have the trophies that
Why do you have to give them back? Why do you have to give them back? Why?
You can have the trophies that you had pre-Bram. So what are the trophies that you won pre-Bram?
Okay, I'll answer that. Don't worry, I'll answer that. So Abdul, we're gonna no. I said I will because I've got a great memory. I've got an amazing memory.
Cool.
I'll answer that. We're gonna artists. Remind me, we're gonna discuss this Serie A. We'll have to have like a conversation. Like we'll have to discuss this Serie A because I need to show you something. So don't worry, Abdul. I'm gonna come back to this dub because we're gonna talk about the Serie A. So you wanted the results of the poll. So
yes. And in the chat, can you verify HH is what HH
I don't lie. I don't lie.
But go on.
So 10% said maybe. 32% said yes. 57% said no. It is separate.
Okay.
So the streets have spoken. They said that no thing should not happen. So those are results. And that's fair. So people can call me like a tyrant and so forth. I put out the poll. 58% said that no, our approval should not be taken away because it is separate. So chap, thank you for seeing sense in this whole thing. Thank you for seeing sense. So Abdul brought up something very, very worrying. Now, I want to show you something very scary, RDS. This is really, really scary.
Okay.
And this buys into what Casey, because basically Casey is a hater, because Casey has insulted the Syria and called it this because Casey says that the Syria is actually even below Bundesliga and Liga on. He puts this the Syria. He says he says Casey said that the Syria is behind the SPL. And you know what the SPL is?
I do, but after what Rangers did to Dortmund, I mean, you could make you can make a case. If Bayern get knocked out by Salzburg, we need to have a conversation about the Bundesliga. If that happens, it's not going to happen. But Sammy, you'll be on the show. If that happens, we need to have a conversation.
Okay. So artists, I want to show you something very, very scary, bro. I want to show you something. RDS, don't check your DM. RDS, don't check your DM. Do not check your DM.
I won't. Don't worry. I won't.
Don't check your DM. Good. Don't check your DM. I want to show you something very, very scary. You know, I said that I dare Juventus I dare Syria to allow Juventus, because I said if Juventus win this Syria.
Sorry, before you interrupt, HH, some people in the chat saying that it was 56% yes to the poll. You said no. Is that true?
No. 56% said no. It shouldn't. It's separate. 37% said yes. It should be taken away.
So can you clarify this? Can you clarify this image for me? Can you bring up this image? I just need some clarification, please. Just bring up this image. I'm just something to see this. Can you bring up, please, HH? And I need you to. I need. So I need. So there's 56% said yes, and then 30. So you switched. So basically, shout out to the chat for voting. So the majority of the chat. See, I knew because
the majority of chats are a bunch of users.
The chat. That these are moral, upright, standing citizens. And they've done the right vote. So 56%. You can say that 66 because maybe basically is essentially yes. So almost 70% of your viewers were like, Chelsea need to basically give those trophies back. Well, the UCL anyway,
Moving on swiftly.
Okay.
Now, RDS.
Yep.
I worry for the Syria because RDS. I think that me and you, okay, we don't want to reveal our ages, but was around in the same ballpark. So we would remember, because these kids will remember when the Syria was the number one league in the world, where everybody wanted to go. So this was like late 90s, early 2000s. Where everybody wanted to, because I know some guys here were born in 2001. So, the time when Syria was the number one league in the world.
True. Yeah. It was.
Now,
it was.
Wait, okay. So, what is the first thing that you see, that you notice about this? Because I want to know whether you notice the same thing as me. What's the first thing that you notice about this? I mean, look at all of the data. What piece of data is most interesting to you when you view this?
I mean, the fact that there's only 3 points between third and first, and Napoli's in the title race. That Juve are 10 points behind Milan, and also the fact that I think Juventus, Atalanta are still in European competition is funny, considering Milan, Inter, Napoli are not. So, well, okay, Inter technically still are, but let's be real, Liverpool going to knock them out in the second leg. I think that's what I can see. What are you seeing?
I am seeing that first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth have no. First, second, third, fourth, and fifth haven't won in their last 2 games. Look at their form. Look at the form of the top 5 teams.
Oh dear.
Neither of them have won in their last two games.
But also, sorry, one thing I've even just noticed. Look at the For a league that's supposed to be known for its defense, look at the goals. Look at the goals away. Look at how many goals like from first to seven. Look at how many goals each team has conceded. In excess of 20, some even 30. Atalanta like 46. Inter like of sorry, not that's goal. Sorry, 22, 30, 23. Lazio 40. Like for a league that's supposed to be known for its defense, and maybe that explains the form. They've been conceding a lot of goals, so I don't know why that is. So, but sorry, go on, HH.
No. I mean, and which is why, like, I mean,
Oh, sorry.
because
Before I let you go, and I'll keep on time finish. There is also one thing I've also noticed, and it's more so something that's not there than there. Where's Roma, HH? Where's Jose, man? Where's Jose? Um.
well, if you want to, well, he's only 6 points from top four.
Do you think he'll get top four, HH?
No,
Do you think he'll get European football?
he might, but I wouldn't put money down on it because the
Do you
players
think
are,
he's
the
do you
players
think
he has are trash. The players
do
he
you,
has are completely on
do,
top.
do you think he's finished?
No, the players are crap. So this isn't down to him. It's down to how
Okay.
crap the players are.
So you take Mourinho back at Chelsea then, especially given the circumstances.
Let's take this dub instead. um, let's say so. You say Juve might say what's up, HH. Do you? So yeah. So look. So if you view today's games, so Milan drew with Udinese, Genoa drew with Inter. I mean, Inter are in free fall right now, and it's so crazy now that, bro, I don't even know what's going to happen. I really do not know what's going to happen now because for me, like Inter have look at Inter's form. Inter have won once in the last 5 games, so they have completely been in free fall, so totally. But the issues are both Napoli and Milan have not been able to take advantage. But if Juve can just put on a run of good games and can really just laser focus, you know, they can win this league. Because I'm sorry, if Juve win this league, bro, I've got to induct the Serie A. I have to, you know.
Yeah.
I've got to induct the Serie A because it's just embarrassing, bro. I mean, like, thoughts on the Serie? Okay, where do you rank this Serie A? You?
Well, UEFA rank it as what? Isn't it still top four in the best league? Although the coefficient is changing a bit slightly. I've seen a few nations like move up, so it's going to affect the Champions League spots from next season. But to be honest, if the Serie A keep on going like this, they potentially could lose their coefficient spots because only Juve are through to round 16. If Juve lose, then there's going to be no Italian representation in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And then as far as even the Europa League is concerned, I think the only team left in Europa League is, well, Napoli's not there.
Atalanta are the only team.
Atalanta's the only team there,
Yeah.
So, and then round of 16, so there are other teams, other French teams, German teams, obviously the English teams, stuff like that, they're going ahead of them. So if they're not careful and it keeps its trajectory, they're going to lose at least one of their Champions League spots to maybe say a France or maybe even like the Portuguese league. So at this point right now, it's looking peak, to be honest. It really is.
Yeah, man. It's. I mean, keeping it real with you, bro. It's. I mean, it's not looking good, man. It's not
Which is
looking
weird
good at all.
because Italy obviously have a very good. Obviously, I know domestic football is different from international football, but if you talk about the Italian national team, like, okay, these guys could actually do something. So it's just strange that they have a good national team.
That's what I find so weird is that how did the Italian team, where most of those guys are actually based in Italy, how do they do so well in the Euros? But then you look at these teams, and these guys are just complete garbage. You know, like it just I mean it doesn't make sense, man. It doesn't make sense. So what's it called? Shout out to Samasi who says Schalke. Oh yeah, so who says that Schalke has dropped Gazprom? So obviously, Gazprom is one of the
Yeah.
big Russian companies and everything,
Yeah.
which I think UEFA is linked to with. But I think Schalke have said they basically dropped them as well. So yeah, that's a big move. And someone says, yes, I want my 2012 UCL title back.
I mean, the chat seems to agree, and it's a bit,
Guys,
it's a bit, sketchy, isn't
there
it?
is because
Bit sketchy.
there is no chance of any of those trophies getting taken back, bro. Like that's something that
It's-
is
I
definitely
think
not happening.
well, it's not that the physical trophy will go back, but I think a lot of people will now kind of they'll mentally do it. They'll be like, well, did it really count? Given that the Chelsea owner is essentially a crime lord, so it's that sort of black stain. It lacks the authority of a United UCL, for example,
Oh, shut
or
up! You
or a
you
Liverpool
you you
UCL.
want it you
So
want it in deep in injury time,
it's just
and
yeah,
and you beat a 10-man Chelsea
and
using rain tax.
good thing.
A 10-man Chelsea using
Justice
rain
won
tax,
that day.
and you
Justice
won
won
in the
that
last
day.
minute of injury time. So
Justice
basically,
won that.
basically, the first one was theft. Bayern Munich, they
Justice
basically
maybe,
they beat
you know.
Bayern Munich beat the crap out of you for 90 minutes, and
No,
out of
it's-
nowhere, you expect
yeah,
me to accept you scored
no.
2 goals in injury time.
The thing
I
is,
think
I want.
I think someone got paid.
No,
Yes.
no,
How
no,
does a team
I think-
completely? No, wait, hold on. How does a team completely outplay a team for 90 minutes and lose in 2 minutes injury time? Sorry,
Maybe-
I don't count my UCL.
maybe that
Hold up. How?
that-
So you want me to accept you beat a 10-man Chelsea where our best player got sent off and then you won on
Sent off
penalties
in injury
using rain
time,
tax?
bro. Injury time, man. Like, allow.
Wait. Can you
It's
wait?
like, bro, like, it's just
Alex,
allow,
can you win like a Champions League like in regular like normal? Wait, hold up. Have you won a Champions League final in 90 minutes?
Yeah, of course we did.
No,
Of course we
in
did.
90 minutes, not injury time, just in 90 minutes.
What do you mean in injury time? The whole
No,
point.
no,
is
no, 90 minutes.
90 minutes. That's
Have
the
you won a UCL final?
Can I-
Answer,
Can I?
Artist,
no,
I'm
no,
asking you a
no,
straight question. Have
no,
you
no,
won a
I'm
UCL
asking-
final in 90 minutes?
yeah,
I'm asking
cool.
you this straight
Cool.
question.
Answer the question. If you answer the question I asked you before, which was, what were the trophies that Chelsea won pre-Abramovich? Because you are a big club. You said you would answer that question. You didn't answer it.
Charles, no, Streets, I'd like you to
Can
know
a
that
Streets answer
Man
that question,
United.
please?
I'm speaking to the Streets first. No, you can speak to Streets after. Can I address the Streets?
Okay,
So
go on.
Streets.
Go on.
Red Devil Studio has now admitted that United have never won a UCL final in 90 minutes. So the first one they won was where they stole the win, because I remember watching that game where Bayern beat the crap out of you for 90 minutes and you won that thing in injury time. The second one, you played against a 10-man Chelsea team and you won on penalties via rain tax.
So Eddie Verdict says the last time he won a league title before Bram was in 1968. Was I don't think color television was there, man. I think that was pre color. That was pre color.
Wait. Artist, what's the name of the person that said that? Who said that? Because I wanna
No,
ban them.
it's in the chat. Like I think
No, but name me the person so I can.
Oh
ban
no,
them.
it was 1968 in the UCL. That was the wait. Was it UCL? Then no, United won 1968 UCL. Sorry, no, 19 was Chelsea. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So yeah, league title was 1955, and yes, there was color. Okay, I'm sorry. It was 1955 was the last time that Chelsea won a league title before Bram, and it was in color vision, bro. So it's difficult, isn't it? But go on.
Read how Soviet assets were sold to these thugs. Okay, so no, I've been doing some reading. I have been doing some reading. Don't worry, I'll give that a read. But yeah, I've been doing some research on the background and stuff. It is complicated. It is complicated because it goes. RDS, thank you for that YouTube link, bro. That you. I watched that vid. That was
it was good.
Yeah, that was interesting, bro. That was interesting. Yeah, it's helped me just to. Oh, okay, yeah, that was interesting. Chris says, pray for the African students stuck in Ukraine. Yeah, look, I told you, like, our guy, we all know him in Dr. Joe. He's stuck there. And there are many guys who are stuck in Ukraine and Kiev. But I mean, the last thing I read was that China spoke with Putin, and Putin is ready to have dialogue with Zelensky, with the Ukraine PM. So that's the last I heard. I don't know what anything, but like I said, is that they're hopefully open to talk. So hopefully, fingers crossed, there can be talks, there can be a ceasefire, and once that ceasefire happens, let's get as many of these guys out of Kiev as possible.
We're hoping the talks, because the talks seem to be like, can you basically surrender in all terms? Like, that's kind of not like, surrender and become part of Russia. It's like, it's not really negotiation.
This isn't the channel to get political and so forth.
Yeah.
But just very broadly, you can't just, even if it's like, if Texas says, we're part of Mexico, and Mexico says, hey, Texas said that they're part of Mexico, we're going to now put troops into Texas. No, Texas is still part of America. Go to the UN, go to the Hague, and there are particular things they have to go through to now annex yourself or now declare yourself. You can't just say, we recognize ourselves as part of Mexico. Mexico, we now declare Texas as part of Mexico, so we're going to put troops. I'm like, no, like, so whatever the history is, you still have to go to, what's the point of an international organization? Because then we'll have anarchy. If it says, you have to go through particular procedures if you want a country to be part of something or to annex. You can't just say, hey, they recognize themselves as this country, let's now go and invade them and now liberate them. What?
Yeah.
And on a side note, America and UK, you can't really talk. Because you went into an illegal war in 2003 in Iraq. Thank you for the dub, Mr. Philip. Says, HH, Abramovich bought Putin a $50 million yacht. Totally not in bed together. I mean, now, Philip, can I have a receipt on this yacht? Can you show me the receipt?
I mean, given that he spent 100 million on Lukaku, which is the biggest robbery of Chelsea football history, I mean, that's the evidence for you. That's the evidence for you, bro.
No, I want to go to that original thing he said. Take our biggest assets. I mean, and Andy is, oh my God, we're gonna look. That's our biggest asset. Oh damn it, we've lost Lukaku. Damn
Boris.
It. Oh my God,
Boris, you know.
I'll cry. Bro, that's our biggest asset, bro. That's and also you see, our days. You know what? He was 120. He was 160. He was 160. This way, he was 170. Put the price up. Put the price up. Hassan, okay, now this see this is your Hassan. You need to relax, bro. Hassan, you have to relax here, bro. You have to relax. Yeah. See, I don't really want to pull this up, man. So, sports equity firms and private investors have started to draw up offers for Chelsea. Potential buyers are waiting. You see,
American investors, that's always interesting. The Americans are a bit different.
Hassan, we're not getting owned by a cronky, bro. That's not happening.
Yeah,
that's not happening.
It's a new day. No, I mean, so like it's. You know, I'm sure Christian Pulisic is over there right now as Captain America. Is literally listen, I'm a representative.
No, that's cannot and that will not happen, bro. No. Cristiano Ronaldo free kick association. Hey, World War III could be avoided if I stopped taking free kicks from Russia to Ukraine. No comments. Wait, but although didn't he score a free kick in 2018? Yeah.
Was that in the World Cup, wasn't it?
I'm not sure though. I'm not doing what that was. I don't know what that was.
Yeah,
I think it was like a friendly.
He's definitely like a friendly. Hat trick in that. You know.
Hamza talks about says Rangers biggest rivals.
Yeah, man. It's just it's funny. It's HH. It's pick up the Wi-Fi password though, bro. Respect them. So no.
because my thing is that how do you say that name? Do you say Bodo / Glimt? Or do you say Bodo Glimt? Like, how do you say the name?
I
Like,
mean, I
when
say
so
Bodo.
if you're like a commentator, say, "Oh, that's a great goal by Bodo / Glimt or Bodo Glimt," do you have to say the forward slash?
I've not watched any of the games. Maybe if I watch the game, what do they say in the matches? They alternate between like Bodo and then Glimt because it's like
How can you lose to a team that can't decide what its name is? So they have two names.
games.
Oh man.
That's deep.
Cristiano said, "My free kick landed in Ukraine, and people."
Relax,
Thanks,
easy,
relax.
easy,
Yeah, relax. Yeah.
relax.
Suna says, "I fear what Liverpool will do." Artists, I'll be real with you, bro. Like, see, this it could be
Liverpool.
like it could be a double figure. Like, I mean,
I mean, I
this
feel
no,
what
maybe see
Liverpool.
this could
Yeah.
put a serious dent into Serie A as an entity, like as a viable entity, could put a serious dent into the Serie A. So I am fearful. Luke Bon Osman says Serie A is still better than the Bundesliga.
Well, if Bayern get knocked out by Salzburg next week, I will actually have that conversation.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, because you can't do. Literally have first and second.
Oh
Man.
man.
I mean, to be fair, they beat your Uncle Mo. You know, they beat Celtic.
Yeah,
They beat Uncle Mo.
allegedly,
You
allegedly,
know? So,
allegedly,
and it was
allegedly.
worse. It was 6-1 in one game, man.
Allegedly. Like we don't need to
These are the
discuss that, man.
things.
I don't need to discuss that. So actually let's go to your boy, man. Let's go to your boy. So where we are right now, we're so he's my goat. We all know him as my goat. I love him. He's my guy. And so forth, man. And I want to just share a little something with you, man. So let me go to my bookmarks. Where we are. There we go. So this is from our dear friend Fabrizio Romano. So what does it say here? So this is from Cristiano Ronaldo, and he says to DAZN, "It's hard to say that I don't want more, because if I'm at a club that gives me the opportunity to win more things, why not? I know I don't have many years left playing, 4 or 5 more. We'll see. And I want to win more things." So Cristiano right now is 37 years of age. So if he's saying 4 or 5, that's, shout out to Miss Mode, 38, 39, 40. So 41 or 42. 41
I mean, are we
or 42.
talking? Are we talking about playing in Europe or like going to
that's
America?
I'm not
for
sure what
example?
he's on about.
Because
Because
I
my
think
thing is that, are you saying that at 42 years of age you still believe that you'll play in Europe? Now, it's not beyond the realm, because look at Ibrahimovic.
Zlatan is 40, isn't he? And he's playing in Syria.
He's 40, but you see, there's a key difference. Ibrahimovic's game was never based on physical explosiveness or speed or movement. He's always been a very stationary, technical player. So it is why he's been able to play for so long, because his football has never been about him running or running into space. It's very much, it's almost like Berbatov. You know, he almost remember Berbatov. Cristiano's game mostly was about running into space and explosiveness. So his finishing is still there, but his game has suffered, because why he was so dangerous was just how good, how amazing he was on a physical level. So my thing is, do you truly believe that a Cristiano can still be as effective as an Ibrahimovic at 40, 41, or 42?
Bro, man, you know, as Tori's saying, how old is Buffon? He's still chasing the Champions League dream. I think Buffon is 45 or something like that. I think he's, you know, so he's almost a century. He's not retired. He's not. I think isn't he called? Isn't he part of the Italian national team?
He's not. No.
You know, is he not?
Artists,
As a
you
third
want
choice.
to relax.
Okay, is he not? I don't know. As a third choice, is he still? I don't know. Did he retire from the national team?
44.
Hmm.
He's the guy. The guy is 44 years of age.
Mm.
And yeah, he's shout out to Gatlock. Yeah, he's in Serie B with
Serie
Parma.
B with Parma, yeah, man.
So do you see Cristiano playing till 42 or 40? Or if he's 41 for 42, do you still see him playing in the elite part of Europe?
Yeah, because I think he could play. Because I was always thinking that he would go back to Sporting Lisbon where he started. So I always think that that was always on the cards. Whether he can get into America or not because of certain things remains to be seen. But if that issue is in quote dealt with, then the MLS is a thing. He could probably play in the MLS till he's 50. So I mean, I'm still you look at Zlatan. Zlatan was just was a beast in the MLS, and then he came back in Serie A. So that's always a possibility. But yeah, either the MLS or because I don't really. I mean, it's like you said in the comments. It's like if a team offers to win trophies, then so be it. Although there's a lot of thoughts of where's Cristiano Ronaldo going to go after this? And obviously there isn't any other Premier League clubs I think that would take him right now. I don't think Juventus would. I don't think PSG or Madrid would with where their directions are. So really, the only club I think in Europe that Ronaldo could go to is maybe a PSG if they let Mbappe go and they want to do a Neymar, Mbappe, Ronaldo situation because that's what PSG do. Or Sporting. I don't think the Bundesliga will be buying or anything that would be interested. Possibly maybe an Inter Milan or an AC Milan. So he might go back to it, but under say an Inter Milan or an AC. That's a possibility. But maybe Inter, for example, to replace Dzeko, for example. So yeah, those are the only things I think: Inter, PSG, and Sporting. If he leaves United in summer, but he could easily, depending on what he goes to, he could easily play for another 3-4 more years. And MLS, like I said, till he's 50.
I never ever count against Cristiano's mentality. The guy has a very, very I always talk about Cristiano, the Cristiano, all this stuff and everything. But one thing I never ever count against is that the guy has an extremely strong personality and ridiculous, amazing self-belief. And that's what it's like. I've rarely met few players that have as much self-belief as this dude. It's amazing. So, and the mind is a powerful thing. If you really put your mind into something, you can really push yourself beyond what you're capable of doing. So, if he truly believes that no, I can keep on playing till 40, 41, 42 and everything, I can still. Yeah. Bro, I remember when Joaquin was in the 02 World Cup for Spain back in 02. This guy is, and every time I say, wait a minute, Joaquin is still playing. This guy was in the freaking 02 World Cup. I was like, wow. So yeah, it's gonna happen, man. And so before I get to our last topic, so guys, remember, guys, give a follow to
even what's his name? Sorry, James Milner at Liverpool. He's 36 now or something. So
come on, bro. Let's talk about
no,
guys, remember, guys, if you can get a chance, follow Red Devil Studio on YouTube, man. Follow. He's part of the Football House family. So if you can, go to his YouTube and his Twitter and give him a follow on Twitter and on YouTube, man. Give him a follow, man.
Please do. Thanks, man.
So from the boy John Jazzy says, Libya was a flourishing African country until the US stepped in. Double standards much? Look, as I said again, we don't want to come here and get political and so forth. But as I already said before, everyone's a hypocrite and everyone has double standards because, again, it's what Russia is doing is bad. What the Americans and so forth did with Libya was bad. And what they did with Iraq was bad. So nobody keeps the same energy. Everyone's a hypocrite.
Not to get political, because I obviously agree with the general sentiment, but I also do think there needs to be a distinction made between going in and bombing or interfering with internal politics, which is what obviously the US and UK did, which is wrong, and invading a country and annexing it as part of your own and saying this country doesn't exist, because Libya still exists as a country, as an independent nation, even though it's not in a good situation. Likewise, Iraq and so on. That still is different than you annexing a country and saying now Ukraine no longer exists. It's now part of Russia.
Oh, no. For me, a better example would be Iraq rather than Libya, because again, Iraq, like, you went in under false pretenses and just invaded when, like, the UN said, no, there are no weapons of mass destruction here. So if that's the reason you're going in, and a guy went in and said there's no proof of what you're going in for, but you still go in, no. So that is on the same level like Russia. You've just gone ahead and just invaded a country because two regions have said, hey, we're pro-Russia. Yeah, and okay, then take those, even if it's still illegal, then take those two regions. You don't just say, oh, let's just take the whole country then, because these two regions, no, come on, man. My boy David T says, let's talk about how Chelsea struggled versus Barcelona and Bayern in 2012. Let's talk about how Chelsea were panting like 75-year-olds in the UCL. Also, David C, I know you're a United fan because you see I've got a good memory. Let's talk about how you don't know what a trophy looks like for the last 6 years. At the end of the day, we are two-time Champions League winners and we're the current Champions League holders. Until a team wins the Champions League trophy with away goals, we remain the legitimate.
But the thing is,
we remain the legitimate Champions League holders until a team wins it using away goals.
Are you legitimate with a Russian owner though? This is it's kind of like Putin's Chelsea at this point now. So that's where the legitimacy is coming, because there. And the thing is, part of me is joking, but there is also a small serious element to it, because there is an argument to be made that depending on how long this goes, that people will continue to get more and more unfavorable with any sort of Russian tie or any Russian influence to Chelsea. And I do think if this goes on, that there will be more pressure put on Abramovich and other various Russian owners of clubs to do something and state their sort of allegiance, So it might be something like, listen, bro, you either have to denounce Putin or give that UCL back to Bayern Munich. Give it back, give it to City. It is what it is.
That crap ain't happening, bro. It ain't happening. So Casey, we don't need to do this, bro. We don't need to do this. Casey, we don't need Chelsea pre.
You won the FA Cup in 2000, I think someone told me. So league title in 1955 and the FA Cup in 2000. Big club stuff.
From Boo says Kane MBE. Wait, hold up. wait. Does Kane actually have an MBE?
I think he does, actually. I think he does.
Wait.
I think he does, because from the Euro World Cup with Southgate when
yes, Harry Edward Kane MBE.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, he got it. He and Southgate got it after the England got to the World Cup semi-final in Russia. Ironically enough.
That is sick. I mean, when he just illustrate that like this, that's sick.
No,
that's that's messed up. From Samama, thank you for the chat on Twitch. Bayern lost lose a UCL title always in dramatic fashion. I dare them to do this to me again. Samama, there was nothing dramatic about 2012. 2012 was what you call destiny. Okay, so 2012 was I call that the drug. I call that the drug-induced victory. It was a drug-induced victory, one of the most beautiful victories in the world. It's called divine intervention.
If Robin scores a penalty, then it's over, man. That's the
QC8 says, so FIFA suspends Kenya and Zimbabwe from all footballing activities, but Russia launches a war on Ukraine and Russia remain in World Cup qualification. Because I think they said that I think Kenya and Zimbabwe politics got involved.
Mm.
And once that happened, they got banned from footballing activities. So, but my thing that, but see, here's the thing. It now goes to moral and law. By law, because I think the same thing happened with Nigeria. I think in '96 during the
Yeah.
Abacha regime,
Yeah.
if politics gets involved in Nigeria,
Well,
you get take. So that's just part of
yeah.
the law. There's
Yeah.
nothing in the law that says if a country launches a war, you're out. Now it's now down to your moral. Okay, this is there's nothing in the rule book that says this, but we feel it's a moral thing to do that this country gets thrown as based of what they've done. So it's now a thing of moral and law.
Mm.
So which is why I said it's going to be interesting to see
You
what
said
happens
it's
with
more
the World
about
Cup.
money. It's more money at the end of the day, to be honest. Like it's always going to be about money. So the reason why it's let's be real, the reason why they did that is because the financial implications of Zimbabwe and Kenya not being in the football competition are not particularly significant. However, the financial implications of or the knockout of Ukraine getting invaded is that other European nations like no, we're against this, and we might vote with our feet to not get involved. And in that instance, there's going to be financial implications to FIFA and so on, and that's when they'll act. They won't give a crap unless there's financial implications involved the World Cup, where like half of the European sides are like, yeah, we're not turning up to the World Cup in Qatar. Now what? So yeah, that's it.
Okay, so let's just hit our final thing right now. So, guys, there's a little game being played on Sunday. Just a little game being played on Sunday. So, um, the so me, forward and here we recorded a preview, and that preview is going to go up tomorrow morning. We did like a very full length, 40 to 45 minutes preview. We looked at tactics and so forth. So, look, man, I mean. So everything I'll say is going to be said there. So just general thoughts is that when Dahir put up that Liverpool lineup, me and Foro were like, oh Lord. It took Dahir like 2 seconds to decide on the lineup. Me and Forward, it took us a long time before we decided. And when we get to the front line, then you'll see what happens. So
Is Lukaku in the starting 11?
RDS. So your general thoughts on this game. So as an outsider looking in, because obviously I know that's your club. Actually, is your club going to play a final? Oh no. Yeah, because I think what is it like? You lost to what? Is it Middlesbrough on penalties?
I mean, that's a separate cut.
And like Elanga missed a pen. Okay, interesting. So thoughts here. Who do you think has the greatest strength here?
Liverpool by far, really. I don't really know what to say, really. Like, I'm at the point now where I'm actually scared that Liverpool are going to win a quadruple this season. Because undisputed, why don't we say about undisputed? He was spitting some facts there. Because I don't really know any other team that has the depth that Liverpool have right now. Like, even Bayern Munich, as much as I think they're solid, depth-wise, I don't think they have the same as that Liverpool have right now. All their players being pretty much available and fit. And now they've got the attacking options. Okay, you get Mane, Salah, Firmino, but now you've got Jota, who's now in form, Luis Diaz to sort of contribute. Their midfield options as well, their defensive options as well, Konate and Van Dijk and Matip and so on. It's ridiculous, So City need to watch out. And I think in this game, I mean, I guess the only thing I can say with Chelsea is if Tuchel goes full to Caliban, then there's a possibility, So if he's literally if he like proper terrorist football, like where you're like, listen, this shouldn't happen, then maybe Chelsea have a chance because defensively they have been better, I guess, overall than Liverpool, and so they might be able to see out a result of a good counter attack, especially if Lukaku isn't playing. But the issue is, how can you drop £100 million strike and Romelu Lukaku not having played in a final? The key story would be, how can you buy a 100 million striker for these types of games to play in his first major final for your club, and you put him on the bench? That can't happen.
You
So
see,
Tuchel's not going to
Red
do that.
Devil Studio.
Tuchel's not going to do that, and he's going to play Lukaku because that image just couldn't happen. You know what I
Red
mean?
Devil Studio, all that matters is the win. That's all that matters.
No, no,
That
but
is all that will ever
no,
matter. All that matters is the win.
but you can't have, you spent 100, or as you even said, 120 million, so on Lukaku. He needs to play in the final. Like it will be the biggest two fingers to Lukaku, to his fans, to everyone around, to say, we brought you to be the main man, and now you can't even go and play this final. That a Carabao Cup final of all games, it just can't happen.
I'll say it again, Red Devil Studio, and I will say it slower right now. Even if someone costs 5 or 800 billion, all that matters is I need to see the 11 that will get me that trophy. Because RDS, I'm with you here. Because normally we're on opposite ends, but the only way where we meet is I don't want Liverpool to win a quadruple. I don't want that as well because I know how Liverpool fans are, and it would give me so much pleasure. Because see, bro, it's the freaking Carabao Cup. I mean, look at the freaking logo. Okay, who wants to win a trophy with this freaking logo here? So, but my thing is that it's a trophy, and it would give me so much pleasure if Chelsea were the team that's messed up the level quadruple. A treble is still good, but if we just say, hey, we put a dent in there, that'd be great. So my thing is, I agree with you. Liverpool are definitely the favorites, but a final is a final.
Yeah.
And guess what, RDS?
Yeah.
We love finals.
You do.
We love finals. Now, granted, Liverpool, let me be key here. Liverpool are still clear favorites, and that front line is frightening. Marcus Alonso scares me because what we now know is Reece James has trained, but we don't know whether he's match fit. Ben Chilwell is not in the squad, so that's already a massive loss already. But RDS, you have to say that whenever you're playing a final, form goes out the window. Because RDS, I'll rewind you back to the Champions League final. Bro, like City were clear favorites. They had a blitz through everyone, and they beat the huge might of PSG. So they were on the roll. But Chelsea were like, yeah, we get it. It's cool, but it's a finale.
Well, just
it's a finale.
When was the last time Chelsea actually beat Liverpool, just in any competition?
You mean like so, including the league and so?
No, because I mean, like, so for example, like last season, Chelsea beat City like 3 times. It was getting to the point that Tuchel had his number. But when was the last time, like, just in regular competition, that Chelsea beat Liverpool?
RDS. I'm not a form merchant. I'm a future merchant. I look into the future. They call me Double Chamos. They call me. I'm like no. I'm Nostradamus' thing. They call me Black Tramos. Nostradamus' black cousin. Black Tramos. As Black Tramos, I look into the future. I don't look into the past. I look ahead. So for me, I don't care what happened behind me. I'm here about what is happening before
I
me.
remember now. Yes, you won at Anfield because they bricked it because Mason Mount scored. But
that was,
is Mount starting in your team? Because he balled against Liverpool and Anfield in that game, so he helped you to beat Liverpool. I think one of the only wins you won in recent times. He must be in your team, surely.
Wait, hold on, let me address it. Wait, artists, correct me if I'm wrong. Like, have these clowns won a UCL?
No. They have not actually.
Okay, all right. So let me get it straight. You have a country funding your club, but you're flexing about you owning a Carabao Cup. Mates, how about you go and use that country's money to try to win a UCL rather than flexing because of a Carabao?
The thing is,
do you know how embarrassing this statement is? God damn.
The thing is, H is that when you've not won a UCL, you don't understand or speak UCL language. So the issue here is that like Danny doesn't actually understand how to speak fluent UCL. You know what I mean? Like it's like so it's a language barrier thing. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah. Oh, okay, I
comprende
get
it. You know,
it. I get it.
you
I
see
get
what
it.
I'm
Yes.
saying? No comprende. You know, so
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, yeah, like if you don't play fluently, it is hard. It is really hard though. So before I get here, Kay says you have a much better midfield. Watch the last two games. No, this is true. This is
that's
true. Which
true.
is why.
Unless I don't know, is is Fabinho and Thiago playing for Liverpool? Like,
Yeah, yeah,
what's
yeah, yeah.
what's the
Like they are fit. But here's the thing though. If Kante balls, if Kante has a great game, now if Kante doesn't have a great game, then they were screwed. If Kante has a big game,
Do you think that if Kante has a good game and Lukaku starts, Chelsea will still win?
this. I mentioned one name. I don't know why you're bringing in another name here.
No, no,
I just
no.
mentioned one name.
Just,
So,
you
so
said
no,
if
no,
Kante,
artists. What could you know? Artists. I said that if Kante balls,
yeah. Yeah, but I'm just saying that like if Kante balls, but also Lukaku is
no, no,
playing,
no. There's no artists. There's no also. There's no also.
because
There's
it's
just if Kante balls.
there's no I in team though, so Lukaku will
Oh,
also
no,
play
no. Yeah,
the
there
same.
is.
So
What was it called? The original Latin spelling is Tieam. That's
okay,
the team I recognize. The original Latin thing, Tieam. That's my team.
I,
So
I,
yes, there. Yeah. So yes,
I,
there's an I in my
I
team.
just,
Tieam.
I just think that you've got to be prepared for the fact that Tuchel is not going to bench £100 million striker in a major final.
Well,
I just don't think it's going to happen.
Well, RDS, let's just see what happens. So, guys, look, man, we're out of here, man. Guys,
Yeah, man.
I might be on Twitch doing this whole Pro Clubs thing. It depends how I'm feeling because that game is trash. But, guys, remember, head over to my other channel, Half Hope Shots, where me and RDS, we did a Batman versus Punisher Ultimate Battle. And also, check out my review of Batman 1989 as we build up for the release of The Batman next Friday, man. So, check that out on my other channel, Half Hope Shots. So guys, next time I will see you, Saturday night, 11 p.m. for the hangout. So 11 p.m. hangouts tomorrow night. That's when I say to you guys. Peace out, stay true, stay real, one love. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.